Welcome to Monique Jordan's channel. Please like, share, and/or subscribe for more videos. Oh, and leave us a comment if you like what you see. Much love.
So sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and most of all enjoy. Much love.
The origin of the Indian caste system has many theories behind it. Some of them are religious, while others are biological. The religious theories explain that according to the Rig Veda, which is the ancient Hindu book, the primal man, Purish, destroyed himself to create a human society, and the different parts of his body created the 4 different varnas. The Brahmins were from his head, the Kshatriyas from his hands, the Vaishyas from his thighs, and the Shudras from his feet. The Varna hierarchy is determined by the descending order of the different organs from which the Varnas were created. For example, Brahmins, who were derived from the head of Purish, are considered the intelligent and most powerful Varna because of their wisdom and education and are a representation of the brain. In the same way, Kshatriyas, considered the warrior caste, were created by arms, which represent strength. Another religious theory claims that the Varnas were created from the body organs of Brahma, who is the creator of the world in Hinduism. The biological theory claims that all existing things inherit one of three categories of qualities. Varna means different shades of texture or color and represents mental temper. There are 3 gunas: sattva, rajas, and tamas. Sattva is white, rajas is red, and tamas is black. These in combination of various proportions constitute the group or class of people all over the world with temperamental differences. Sattva qualities include characteristics related to wisdom, intelligence, honesty, goodness, and other positive qualities. Rajas include qualities such as passion, pride, and valor. Tamas are considered to acquire qualities that include dullness, stupidity, lack of creativity, and other negative qualities. People with different amounts of these inherent qualities end up adopting the appropriate occupation. According to this theory, the Brahmins usually inherit the sattva qualities. They are serene and self-controlled and possess the quality of austerity. They are considered to have purity, uprightness, and forbearance. Brahmins also have the will to acquire knowledge, wisdom, and faith. The Kshatriyas and Vaishyas inherit the Raja qualities, and the Shudras inherit the Tamas qualities. The type of one's actions, the quality of ego, the color of knowledge, the texture of one's understanding, the temper of fortitude, and the brilliance of one's happiness defines one's Varna. Historically, however, it is believed that the caste system began with the arrival of the Aryans in India around 1500 BC. Of the many cultures that flourished in India, the literary records of the Indo-Aryan culture are not the earliest. They do, however, contain the first mention in a continuous history of the factors that make up the caste system. The Aryans came from southern Europe and northern Asia with fair skin that contrasted with the indigenous natives in India. When they arrived, their main contact was with the Dravidians. The only other culture whose records are dependable about the origins of the caste system are the Dravidians, but when that culture's documents were put forwards, it had already been largely influenced by the Indo-Aryan tradition. Unfortunately, the Aryans completely disregarded their local cultures and began conquering regions all over North India. At the same time, the local people were pushed south towards jungles of mountains in North India. In order to secure their status, the Aryans laid out social and religious rules which stated that only they were allowed to become priests, warriors, and businessmen of the society. Maharashtra, which is a state located in West India, is a great example. This region has been known by this name for hundreds of years, and many think that the meaning of its name is Great Land. But there are some who claim that the name Maharashtra is derived from the category called Mahar, who are considered to be the original people of this region. These individuals were forced to adhere to the social and religious rules the Aryans laid out. In the caste hierarchy, the Mahars were outcasts because they were dark-skinned compared to the light-skinned Aryans. Skin color was an important indicator in determining an individual's caste. As mentioned before, the word Varna does not mean caste or class, but color. Having come across people who were very dark in color and had rather snub noses, the Aryans described the earlier settlers as dark color, as people without noses, and applied them to the term Dasa, which in Iranian stood for enemy. Around the 6th century, many individuals of the lower castes who were getting fed up of suppression turned to Buddhism. Buddhism actually began as a reaction to the violence of Hindu society, including the brutality of the caste system. In Buddhism, one is no longer born into a position due to past injustice. Although Buddhism does see life as pain and suffering and reincarnation as a renewal of this suffering, there is a potential escape. The Buddha, himself born into the warrior caste, was a severe critic of the caste system. Buddhism utterly rejects any system of caste, and it actually reached high levels of support during the rule of Ashoka, who adopted the Buddhist concept of ahimsa, or non-violence, and its tendency toward greater equality. He ridiculed the priests who claimed to be superior, criticized the theological basis of the system, and he welcomed into his community people of all castes, including outcasts. His most famous saying on the subject was, "Birth does not make one a priest or an outcast. Behavior makes one either a priest or an outcast." Even during the time when Buddhism was decaying in India and Tantrayana, another sect of Buddhism practiced after the 7th century, had adopted many aspects of Hinduism, it continued to welcome all castes.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you come back soon. So till the next time, much love.